Hello, you guys. I am trying to get the lighting right because this is one of the prettiest witchy places in my part of the country. What's so special about this? It's about, I don't know, maybe a square mile or so that has lots of these juniper bushes, wild. And they have been here, I suppose, at least since the 18th century, maybe a lot longer. And the energy of this place is completely different from anywhere in the woods around here. I'm going to sort of walk around this bush and just give you a little taste of what everything looks like over here. So that's a dead pine tree over there. They're leaving a lot of the dead wood out because, you know, ecosystem and things like that. And so you get also like big piles of dead wood, which I think looks just amazing. Everything is just so, I don't know, it looks pagan. Doesn't it look pagan? To me, it looks very pagan, all this type of stuff. So, lots of fun to be here again for the first time in a couple of years. The juniper bushes are actually full of berries. And here they are, some more. See those blueberries? They're really pretty. And yeah, like I said, it's enormously prickly. So to harvest them, you'd have to use some type of tool and gloves and what have you. I've used the wood as well, branches, tiny bits of wood, which I will also start collecting in a bit once more, because they give a really beautiful fragrant smoke. Juniper, don't we know? Isn't that? Look how full of berries that is. So I don't get to be here as often as I would like. I think this is just such a witchy place. One of the popular folk names for this area is actually something like Witch's Hill, or even Traveller's Gypsy's Hill, or some such name. And yeah, there's lots more. As you can see, that's a little path. Let me walk over there. As you can see, there's just lots of juniper bushes all over. And I'm always really into, you know, pine, wood, and resin carrying types of wood, and conifers and all that type of, you know, anything that produces resin is good in my book, whether it's Nakchampa resin or this stuff, doesn't matter. So compared to the bushes, I've been talking about them. I hope that was actually on my channel. I'm not sure, it may have been Facebook. About another type of juniper that grows in the south of France. It looks not like this really. It's a bit more brown. The bushes are bigger and the berries are 5 times the size, and they're brown, so they don't get this nice interesting blue color, you know. And with those berries, at one time I've made incense as well, ground them up and just used that as an incense powder, I suppose. And the oil from that type of juniper is also very dark in substance. The oil itself is really almost black, dark brown. And it has a really strong, slightly sweet, very smoky scent, fragrance to it. That's the southern juniper, versus this one is way lighter. It's like it's, I don't know, something more easy to handle. I suppose now that I'm thinking about it, trying to think also in this place, which is such a wonderful, interesting vibration here with all the, You know, the soil is really poor here, which is why those juniper bushes grow really well here. One thing about them is they grow really slowly. So I think they grow even slower than cypress, you know, which is in some ways really similar. I always feel the juniper, the cypress, and the yew tree are kind of not really related, but they are somehow a bit similar in how they grow. Couldn't you imagine that this was a yew tree if it was slightly darker? The needles are different, etc. But they're, yeah, so it's the way the stuff grows, the way the wood grows. It's actually, you know, these type of very slow growing thickets. Those trees produce all that same type of environment, and they grow in the same type of surroundings, I think. So, yeah, there's some type of similarity between those three, where the yew tree, I think you wouldn't necessarily consider that to be really fragrant, although the yew tree has fantastic energetic properties as well. If you are completely at the end of your tether for some reason or other in your life, and you just don't know what to do with yourself anymore, and you need rest and silence, a yew tree will help you. If you open up to it, it will just give you a sense of silence and peace that you can't find anywhere else. And for me, I've never communicated with the junipers in exactly that same way. Maybe because they're so hard to get close to, what with all the prickles, you know. See how that stuff grows in there. Isn't it mysterious? This is my favorite kind of vlog to make, almost. Except I just like to talk to you guys as well. And, you know, everything's my favorite nowadays. So, at one time we visited a yew tree wood in Ireland. This is a dead end here. We'll just bring us into the dead end and then close up. These are heather bushes, which looks like they're going to be buds on soon. They will be flowering. In Ireland, I was in a yew tree forest, which was close to Killarney. If you're ever in that neighborhood, I would really strongly recommend, if you're into trees and tree magic and all that good stuff, then that's one stop that you have to make, I'm afraid. So there's a couple of other trees in here as well. As you can see over yonder, the one with the leaves, that looks to me like a cherry tree. Somebody ate a cherry and dropped the pip down there, and up went the cherry tree. And, you know, it just goes on like this forever. And it's very much like, I suppose parts of it is really like a natural maze. It has all these little tiny paths in there, and somehow, I don't know what makes the paths, because I don't ever see that many people here. The little oak tree. Of course, you gotta have oaks. And isn't this gorgeous? I hope you like this as much as I do, because I can walk here all day long. So I feel, as far as the vibration of trees goes, trees are always to me about silence and quiet and finding yourself again, but they're also different. So it's an absolutely great, worthwhile exercise to focus on being with a tree of one kind, and then, I don't know, a couple of days later being with another tree, and concentrating on how it makes you feel and whether you can actually have any perception of, you know, what the medicinal qualities are and so on and so forth. So because these junipers here grow so slowly, they don't get to germinate easily, if that's a word. They don't come out of the seed very easily, and when they do, it takes them quite a while to establish themselves. And in the Netherlands, like you saw yesterday, I hope, if I posted that thing, I will have to check, yes, the one with all the trucks in. There's no time in this country, except here. So I hope you like this. I'm going to do one more 360 under these pine trees, and it is juniper all the way through to the back. Thank you for watching, you guys. Be good now, be happy, and see you soon. Thank you. Bye bye.